going on, guys? Sunny D here. Rollin with the D extendo version. Extendo. What does that mean? It means going a little bit more into depth on some of the items, the topics, the discussions as I'm rolling through life. One of those is, as the leader, as the CEO, as the bearer of the vision for your company, you're going to need to touch base. You're going to need to, have what we call in our company, in our culture, we call one-on-ones. Now, they could be every few months. You could have more of an in-depth one-on-one where you sit down with the intention of touching base with your teammate, touching base with your team member. As the head coach of my team, I want to know where they're at in their personal life, how their business is looking. Where can you coach them? What are they trying to do? What is it going to take to get them to the next tier, the next frontier? Whether it's getting to the next level, if they're moving up as a stylist, if they're moving up, looking toward a promotion, looking toward a specialty, looking towards some kind of additional training that they might be going for. What is it going to take to get them there? So you, as the head coach, your job is to be analyzing their performance, analyzing where they're at, analyzing what they're doing, and give them honest feedback. Now, I say honest feedback, and I emphasize the word honest because giving feedback, could be one of the hardest things that you do. Giving feedback, honest feedback. Because in every situation, you might have players that are crushing it, knocking it out of the box, and you're coaching them on something, as small, so small that you can barely see. Because, for the most part, they're 9 out of 10, they're hitting on all cylinders. But there might be that one thing where you see an opportunity. That second set of eyes, which are your eyes, have the advantage. Because you know how you can see something up close and it looks one way, but then when you start to pull back, what I call like that 30,000 foot view, or I sometimes refer to it as droning out. When you drone out away from the thing, the object, the person, then you can start to see things. And there, as a coach, you need to constantly be working on developing your vision and your ability to see them as they are, and also to see your players much more than they are. Because once you start to see it, then you get to go to work. And then your job becomes helping craft the vision, helping mold the person, helping define their role, their team member role. So important. When you're doing one-on-ones, you want to go in, you want to make sure, when you schedule them, you're able to have an open mind. Have one or two things that you'd like to talk to them about, and those one or two things, those need to be like areas of opportunity. Like if you saw them doing this more or less, how would it benefit them first? How would it benefit your organization and your team second? And how would it benefit if you have guests, that you're taking care of customers? How would it benefit those customers? A lot of times it's, we think about in business, right? The customer is always right. The customer is always right to an extent, because the customer, they could be right in their head, right? They're right. But if your team member is not right, it doesn't matter what the customer is, because you won't have any customers to worry about. If your team member is not right, then your team might not be right. And if your team's not right, your culture's not right, your customers damn sure aren't going to be right. So as you're looking at, the emphasis of how important are one-on-ones, doing them, on a scheduled kind of routine basis, doing them whenever you can. It could be 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 30 minute, 45 minute. It all depends what you can do, but you got to make sure it's as a leader, as the holder of the vision, as if you're a founder, if you're a CEO, if you're director, whatever your role is, if you find yourself somewhere near that tip of the spear, then I can't stress it enough. You got to put an emphasis on being able to meet with people and see where they're at and see how you can help them grow. That needs to be a big part of and a main part of your mission as a leader of your company. So hopefully you guys are getting on board with that, and you're going to get out there, lead, be effective at leading, and make this happen. Happy coaching, and let's get out there and change some lives. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.